Hi there, welcome to the variety show. My name is Bea Borchers and I'm here to do a song cover. It's a very popular tune, feel free to sing along if you like. It's about the lockdown, it's about feelings of isolation. Here we go. Thank you. I am of course joking because I'm a comedian. And it must be a pretty good one, because every time I tell someone that I'm a comedian, they're like, "You're joking." And I'm like, yeah, duh, that's what I do. Anyways, how crazy is this lockdown? Am I the only one that's been feeling isolated? Anyone? Anyone? Guess it's just me. I haven't talked to anyone in, I'm gonna say 6 years, but I think it's more like 2 months. Sorry if I seem a bit weird. I'm usually used to having a crowd. I'm not used to them laughing, but I'm just used to having someone there to talk to. Anyways, this lockdown has been crazy. I've been watching a whole lot of movies, and if you really think about it, a lot of our favorite movies are batshit crazy. I mean, Batman is about a billionaire who spends a lot of money to fight crime. He could just put that into charities. He could just do anything other than dressing up as a furry and flying around the city at night. Up is another perfect example. I mean, it starts with a man being able to conceive a child with his wife, then going on to be bullied by a corporation for his house, attaching that house to hundreds of balloons and floating away, kidnapping a child, and disturbing a pristine Amazonian wilderness just for his own personal gain. And of course it ends with him murdering an octogenarian in cold blood, his childhood idol, by the way, dropping him from thousands of meters above said pristine Amazonian rainforest. I am of course joking when I say I'm alone. I'm currently at home with my family, and good things have been happening. Me and my brother have been getting along great, which is perfect because we've never gotten along. Ever since we were like way below the frame, we've been fighting. I remember one story my dad loves to tell is one time we were in the bath and he heard crying from the bath. So we went to investigate and he found me just sitting in the bath and my little brother just there peeing onto my head. And he was shouting, "What are you doing? Connor, why aren't you fighting back?" And I was like, "No, I will not resort to violence. Never, ever." And I'm still like that to this day. I will not resort to violence. I'm just a coward, I guess. And by the way, a funny story. In that story, he calls me Connor, but now my name is Bea, because I'm transgender. So that gives me autism, anxiety, ADD, and gender dysphoria. One more mental breakdown and I get a free coffee. Being transgender isn't exactly easy. I mean, there are a lot of people that hate transgender people. There's a big crowd of people that say, "Facts don't care about your feelings." And I'm always like, that's a very strong feeling you have there, bud. But I digress. Hey, has anyone else noticed that it's getting really hard to memorize people's names at the moment? I mean, of course not right now. We all know the people that we're trapped with, wherever we are. But like out there, in the real world, in the before times, I found that whenever someone told me their names, it was inside my head for exactly 0 seconds. It's like my brain treats names the way Karens treat vaccines. It's like, "Oh no, get away from me, get away from me." But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm cursed. I did come across a witch one time, and she said, "I can give you a long penis or a long memory." And I was like, "Ooh, can I get a vagina?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Why?" She said, "Because this is a joke, just get to the punchline." Anyway, that's the last thing I remember. So, I'm an amateur comedian, and sometimes people hear about this. And before I came up, one of my friends came up to me and said, "Bea, you're a comedian, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Can I ask you 2 questions?" And I was like, "Sure. What's the first one?" She was like, "Can you tell me a joke?" And I said, I went to one of my go-to jokes. It's, horse walks into a bar, the barman says, "Hey, who had a long face?" Horse looks him dead in the eye and says, "My alcoholism is destroying my family." And she laughs, and then I was saying, what's your second question? She was like, oh no, I was going to ask you if you're good. It's fine, I see you aren't. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed my jokes and I hope you enjoy the next act. Enjoy your night.